should I do?
What should I do?
What should I do?
What should I do?
What are my rights? What are my rights?
What are my rights?
A legal course of action.
A legal course of action.
A legal course of action.
A legal Morse of action.
It is Friday, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Legal Morse of Action. My name is Patricio, and as always, I'm joined by attorney Erin Morse. How you doing, Erin?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. Been a crazy week, as you can see the last few moments of setup, but
I know.
I'm alive.
Everything was just barely working. We have a viewer.
Oh, I love it. I think it's like
on my live. I'm not even telling you the secret.
Oh, okay. Is it Jenny Benny?
No.
Okay. No. This week I got to say real quick, I've had like little bad things happen to me, and it's thrown.
Oh, it was like a unlucky week.
It's been a very unlucky week, but I have prevailed. I am alive. I got everything resolved, and
maybe it means good luck is coming to you.
I hope.
I think that's how it works.
I think it is, and
right.
Hope
the world
so.
has to be balanced. So if a few, unlucky things.
Yeah. I got to tell you this quick story because I feel like a buffoon at the end of all that happened. I'm going to ask you this, Erin. Have you ever misplaced something and you just start blaming everybody? You start blaming everyone else because you can't find it.
Yeah.
Like what was like give an example.
I usually try to not blame anyone
Mm-hmm.
and blame myself.
Okay.
Because then when it's someone else's fault, if it's someone else's fault, they're usually willing to like come forward, right? So solving the problem becomes easier. If I'm like, I really lost my, Jones case file.
Okay.
And then someone around here is like, oh no, I grabbed it and I have it here. I'm like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah.
It just makes it easier.
Now you see that's like a simple loss, whether it's your keys, your phone, your wallet, a case file, things like that. Wednesday night, I had just finished hosting trivia, and I'm walking out of the Graffiti Junction, and I go to my car, and my car's not there. Now I parked it at the edge of the yellow line.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, no. I know for a fact that I'd parked it right before the yellow line. And I must have gone out like 4 or 5 times before I finally just put the car in full park to go to the event. And I lost my mind because my car wasn't there. I'm like, there's no way this car got towed. It's impossible. I was behind the line. I'm about to call Erin because we need to I need some legal action right now. And of course I go to the process of, calling that emergency line here in Orlando and then calling the tow yards, and no one, they're like, well, we haven't gotten that vehicle. That vehicle hasn't been processed.
Right.
So I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, maybe it's en route to the impound lot.
Mm-hmm.
And for like 15, 20 minutes, I'm arguing with these people. I'm like, well, where's my car? Well, do I need to report my car stolen now? Like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I am certain, because I called a friend of mine. I'm like, yo, I might need some help. I'm over here. This is what's going on. He's like, are you sure you parked your car there? And then when someone asks you, are you sure this is where you put it? And they start questioning your state of mind. I'm like, no, I know I parked it here. It was right here. It was right behind the yellow line. I don't know what's going on. So after 20 minutes of going through insane mental torture, I walk back to Graffiti. And as I'm walking back, I cross the street and I see my car. I had gone 1 block ahead.
Blamed every tow guy who, to be fair, they could use some unwarranted blame. They pull some dick moves. So
no, I've never met a nice tow truck. I mean, a tow truck driver.
Yeah, one time when I was like super pregnant, someone towed my car. Like literally, he saw me like walking up to it, and he hadn't put it on the thing yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I'm like waddling over, and this was back when I was pregnant with my first son, and he did not give a shit. And I was like, you'll fucking get yours.
You
like,
will.
And I looked at him and I was like, you fucking know what you're doing right now. I'm like, you'll get yours. And he felt so bad. I'm like, yeah, I hope you feel like shit.
Like, even when I've had like roadside assistance and they come to my car to help me out with something, they're like, it's like they're never happy. They don't want to be there. And I mean,
now I hope he, fell in a bucket of paint.
No, I actually had a buddy of mine who walked to the
bucket of paint.
car as that would be funny. Walked up to his car as the guy was locking it in.
Yeah, I mean, that's what happened to me.
And
he didn't care.
All he said was, "Well, you're gonna have to pay me $65."
I'd have paid him $65. He wasn't even willing to do that. I offered him like $100. He was like, "No."
So that
get it from the tow yard.
All that, and the top of all the other crap that has happened this week, I hope that this weekend, besides that tropical depression that's coming our way, I hope I see a fun weekend. What about you, Erin? How's your week been?
It's fine. I don't know. It's work. Nothing has been super exciting.
Well, in the legal world, it has been exciting with the case of Depp and Heard finally ending.
I know. I heard about that.
And I wanted to talk to you because I know, believe me, it's all over social media, all the memes, everything. Like, I want to get your take on this whole process now that it's over.
My feelings on it are, I hate the idea of, and this does not apply to Johnny Depp.
Okay.
And it doesn't apply to Amber Heard. I hate the idea of, like, if a victim speaks out, that a new tool now known by potential abusers or abusers is this kind of fucking circus.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like, say this were two different people, very different facts, but the abuse actually did happen. Filing this kind of a case is now something that someone who is an active abuser could do. I don't like that idea.
Okay.
Not that it's brand new case law he made. He did not create this law, right? But I think for the purpose of there being justice for Johnny, if he truly, and again, a jury has decided that he did not commit these acts and she did defame him.
Yeah.
Good on him. And this became a fucking circus. It was really fun to watch. I didn't get to watch as much of it as I would have wanted to because, it was court proceedings in my time zone. And guess what I'm doing during court hours?
You're doing court work.
I'm in court. Who'd have thunk? So, but then on the other hand, I read an article about what Amber Heard's attorney said. And it was basically that they're going to appeal the judgment and that she incurred $6,000 in fees and costs and attorney's fees. $6,000.
$6,000?
Million.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was going to say like
6,000. It's fine. 6,000's low. 6 million.
Dun dun dun.
I was like, 6 million?
And we were talking about that.
We were trying to break down the math and it's mind-boggling. I would like someone to assist me in breaking down the math on this. How $6,000
$6 million.
6 million, damn. 6 million. I cannot conceptualize millions of attorney's fees. I can't. It's not in there.
I was hearing the same story as I was coming back from lunch, and how the attorney for Amber Heard is blaming the media for the way they painted this case, the way they portrayed this case, and that Johnny Depp had an unfair advantage because of how the media was putting him on such high pedestal. Now, my question is, when it comes to these kind of proceedings, can the judge deny TV access?
Yes, I think they can, and there have been cases where they did. The Gillis sign, There was a trial recently this
Oh,
past year.
from Epstein, right?
Yeah, Epstein's girlfriend.
Yeah.
They denied cameras to that.
And I was going to ask, like, would that be an infringement on the freedom of the press if the judge, if a judge is denying TV access?
So I would say no, and the reason for that is it doesn't mean that the press can't do press on it. They can still write articles. They could still report on what happened.
Yeah.
So no, it's not infringing on that. I think that having cameras in a courtroom creates a very big amount of courtroom transparency. I think that it keeps judges accountable. I think that it really does. It's beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it's also it's very freaking entertaining.
It's fun. Right? I think that the court system should make some money on this, hot take.
Oh, heck yeah.
I think they don't.
Which, I mean,
but they should,
They
right?
don't-
It should be assistive to court funded programs. It should go to, guardian ad litem programs. It should go to, where court systems and court services are needed.
because all these news outlets are, they're getting higher ratings because they're
Right, like they should charge a premium if you want to come in and film. Like, yes, you can, but you have to pay, and then the court can use it for. You know what I think the court should do?
What should the court do, Erin?
Erin Morse for president, president of the world. I think that the court should have court reporting services at no cost.
Ooh, okay.
That would make sense to me. So if they provided that a camera could be in the courtroom for a cost, maybe that cost would cover the court reporter.
That's a good idea right there.
It's brilliant, right? I do say so myself.
So this trial went on for 6 weeks.
Wild.
And I loved it. I loved every snippet that I could, especially the fact that when they were deposing Johnny, when they had Johnny on the stand.
Yeah.
And everything that came out of his mouth was always gold. It was like he was. I don't want to say like he took the case lightly, but like
he was charming.
He was.
He knew he was acting. He knew what he was there to portray.
Extremely charming. And the one thing that I loved was the one thing that stood out for me was when the comment of mega pint came out, that he poured himself a mega pint of wine. And I loved how the public took that, because when I went to MegaCon the day that you guys were with Judge Starr, I saw so many Jack Sparrows and so many people dressed up as Johnny Depp
with a mega pint.
With a mega pint, just walking around.
You know what's so funny? I can't remember what the questioning was even about, but the questioning surrounded like, you did this, and when you were there, it was this. And I remember when Johnny was like, "Were you there?
Were you there?"
First of all, I don't let people ask me questions when I'm questioning them on the stand. I'm like, you don't ask me questions, right? I don't answer your questions.
Yeah.
Right. So, just like that exchange when the TMZ reporter was testifying and he goes, "I could say the same for you," and blah, blah, blah. And the TMZ reporter took like a personal attack on the attorney.
Mm-hmm.
I would have stopped him right there. Objection non-responsive, because I didn't ask you about me.
Yeah.
We're not here talking about me. I am not on the stand. I am not a petitioner. I am not a respondent, and I am not a witness. So you're going to stop talking. Like I shut that right down.
Mm-hmm.
And most judges will too, right? The personal attacks on the attorney.
Do you feel that at any point during Johnny's with Johnny's defense did they drop the ball at any point during this proceeding, or would you have taken a different route?
I don't know that there's a whole lot that I would have done different. I'm not experienced in that area of law, so I feel very unprepared to speak as to what they did that was good or what they did that was bad or what I would have done different. I'm sure that if, it, as you could see from the counsel table, it did take a lot of brains that were there. There were a lot of attorneys because there was a lot at stake because it was so high profile.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know that I don't know that I'm in any position to be an armchair quarterback on that and say, say that I should have done something different. I'm not in their shoes. I don't know Virginia law. I don't know that judge. I wasn't there. I didn't depose Amber Heard. I didn't see like the evidence from the keep it out, put it in, object, don't object, the overall strategy.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't object to things that are otherwise objectionable or not admissible in court because there's strategy behind it. And I think there's a lot of that. Like, I don't know the law in Virginia, but the law in Florida is that if you record someone without their knowledge, it's actually a felony. So when my clients were like, I secretly recorded him, I'm like, did he know? And when they're like, no, of course not. I'm like, cool, then it's illegal. It's in fact a felony. I can't even let you say you have this.
It's a two-party consent, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That the term right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we hear that a lot from clients, especially when
we never hear it.
Oh,
our clients never do that.
I have heard on different occasions,
or they're like, I could record him.
Yeah.
No.
The one thing that I wanted to talk about on today's episode is like this is where like we have a lot of conflicts when it comes with our clients and the way the cases move forward when it comes to dating during a divorce.
Oh yeah.
And a lot of times I recall allegedly where like they'll ask you the question, or they'll ask us, the paralegal, can I go out on a date? Can I see this person? And you've always been very blunt.
Yeah, I don't care.
With the answer.
Yeah.
And in any way, shape, or form, does like seeing someone or being in a relationship hurt a divorce proceeding or hurt a family proceeding?
So overall, yeah, it's probably worse than it is good, right? Generally, what's difficult about it is bringing this person around your children. Like, can you not? Can you just not? There's no law against it, but you look like a dick. You look like a jerk, right? Your divorce isn't over. Your children are reeling from this breakup. They're going through a breakup too. This is a breakup of their family. And I get it. They're not losing a parent technically.
Yeah.
But they're losing a family unit. This is no longer a unified family unit. And they're mourning that. And you're just like, here's a new person. Love them. Like, what the hell? No. I hate your mother, so I have this woman. Like, come on.
Do you feel like it's a selfish act on the parties where
you're thinking only of yourself when you do this? Because
it's like they're like you said, like they're force feeding you to accept this person, even though you're not losing this person, but we're kind of like taking them out of your life for a little bit.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think the other problem that we have is that you are inevitably, no matter how well you handle your relationship, it's going to distract you. It's going to distract you from your case, going to distract you from focusing on your children, and it's going to distract you from growing and healing from the breakup you're going through. Now, ultimately, am I going to stop you from having a significant other? No, because if I tell you no, you can't date, you're just going to do it secretly.
Okay.
And ultimately dating, the court isn't going to be like, you can't date in between. Because a lot of times these cases will last a year and a half. That's not uncommon. So because of that, it makes sense that you maybe start dating at some point during the proceedings. So, there's a balancing test that you should go through. Bring them around your kids, not a great idea. Why don't you wait until the divorce is final? You have some of your custody issues settled, and the two of you are co-parenting better. Because as soon as a new significant comes in to this case, you may as well just throw a grenade at your case, because your ex, soon to be ex, is going to be all pissed off about it. It's just the reality.
And here's the thing, like sometimes divorces tend to go on for months at a time, whether it's opposing party or we can't find them.
Few of them are done on the inside of a year.
Yeah.
If they're contested in any manner. So expect that.
And yeah, sometimes, during these proceedings, one, you've lost, you're losing the person that you loved, you started a family with, things like that. And I could see, the individual getting lonely and like wanting to try to rebuild their life during this chaos that is a proceeding.
But you should be focusing on your kids. Thanks.
That is true.
Right.
That is
Kids
definitely
need you. They need you to be a good version of yourself. You really should find a way to be alone and love yourself.
yeah.
Because then you're teaching your children to be codependent on their relationships.
Hmm.
Don't forget that every action you take becomes the guidebook by with which your children rate life.
When you were in your dating phase, you're swiping here and there, you're talking to these guys. Had anyone ever told you like, "Oh, I'm going through a divorce"?
Yeah.
And it was like that immediately, like, no way,
I looked at this divorce. I was like, what county are you in? Never mind, I can find it.
But like, would you consider, like, let's say, for example, let's say you're single right now.
Mhm.
Would you consider that a red flag if you were dating and a guy that you matched with or you liked was going through a divorce proceeding?
I'd look into it. I'd ask a lot of questions.
Of course.
See what the status was of their case.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on where they were.
I'm gonna put that up right there. It depends, right?
Yeah.
I've gone on a few dates and I've ran into the ones that are like, "Oh yeah, I'm going through my divorce right now. We've gone through mediation." They start telling me everything,
Mhm.
and then they'll ask me the question, "Oh, what kind of law are you in?" Like, I don't want to answer this right now because I know this is going to go into a slew of.
I'm in marketing.
Yeah, exactly. I've been leading with that lately. Like, I'm a marketing director at a law firm, not saying the paralegal part anymore. Because I feel like the second, and I'm sure this has happened to you, when you say you're an attorney, immediately like someone wants to ask you a question.
Sometimes, yeah.
It'll happen to me, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not an attorney. I do stuff for the attorney.
Sometimes, like, I charge for this, right?
Exactly.
And I'm like, but go ahead.
Like, call. Here's her card. Call her tomorrow. We'll set up a consultation for you. Okay, we'll help you out.
You can set up a consultation at any time.
407-900-7451.
Any time.
We've been diving into a couple of outside ventures.
Oh Lord!
Over the past few weeks, because you and I I love how you'll come in after 5 into my office and like, now we're talking. We're gonna do this. We're gonna venture into this. I'm like, okay, I am Sally.
Is there ever something I said I was going to do that I don't do?
No, it's everything that you've said has come into fruition, and it's been insane. And actually, there's one. We're gonna dive into the questions right now because there was one that popped up, and I think that it came from your social media.
Yeah.
And we took that. We're going to put it up on the screen. And here it is. What's your second business about?
Oh yeah. I had said on my Instagram, my exclusive Instagram. It's not at all. It's just a regular Instagram. We are starting a business, like a marketing for law firms business. And that's more details on that coming soon. Patricio has some checkbox I need him to mark.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to kind of dive into that. I'm going to have to push him a little hard in these next coming months. So feel bad for him. And I'm going to push him real hard on it. But, we have some development coming through to try to assist, train, and work for other firms in creating a marketing plan inside their firm.
Because over the past 2.5 years, like I said, when I first came here, I didn't know this was going to be what I was going to be doing.
Yeah,
I had no clue, no idea, and you guided me. You showed me a lot of things, and we've been like, how do I say, like sharpening this tool to the point where like, okay, now we're ready to execute and we can move forward with your idea. Because when you approached me with this about 1.5 years ago, 2 years, I'm like, the hell? I don't know anything.
I was like, yes, you do. You're fine. You're fine.
I'm excited about that. We got some pretty cool things coming up in the next.
A book. It's a journal. I shouldn't talk about it like that. It's the most amazing journal ever. right now it's on Etsy.
Yes, I'm actually trying to pull up the link right now
Because that was the quickest way to get it out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking into getting it on Amazon, or you could buy it from us directly, but I haven't even put that together.
But it's cool how
It's a digital download. It's not a terribly complex item.
let me put it up on the screen. Because
But what it is it's a divorce planner, and it's intended to be a starting point for you to collect your chaos when you're going through a divorce. It has some decision tree on how to decide if you want to get a divorce. It has, some information that an attorney will expect of you, so you may as well put it together and make sure you have it handy. It has a couple of different charts to assist you with parenting schedules, so some suggested parenting schedules that you could come up with. It has a way to take notes. It actually has 24 months of the note-taking type of a calendar for you to write down what has been happening or has happened with time sharing with your children. It helps you organize evidence and preparing for court and going to trial, some financial disclosure.
like
So-
if you were considering or going through this process, like having this this planner keeps things extremely organized.
Yeah, I would love it if my clients would fill this out completely. It
Yeah.
would make my job so easy. If instead of sending me an email with a screenshot, they kind of completed the last part of this, the one of the towards the end, completed it this way and put it together, it would probably make my job so much easier. They would save so much money in attorney's fees. They would be pretty prepared. It intentionally does not have very much description. So that's because this is yours. You can put it together in whatever way you want. If you're a client of mine, I will gladly sit down and go over with you exactly how to complete it. So
I'm putting up the your page from Etsy. Like you just go to Etsy.com and type in legal Morse code, and you'll be able to get a little preview of the divorce planner. And maybe you have that friend that is going through this or is contemplating this, and maybe their birthday is coming up, or be a nice little gift to give them to nudge them in that direction. Because
yeah,
I'm sure, because I know I'm saying this from a testimony and accounts that happened to me, where people will complain and don't know what to do when it comes to their divorce,
Right.
or like wanting to move forward. Like,
Right.
you know what, I'll just wait till the kids are 18, or, maybe, he'll get better, or she'll get better.
Mhm.
And like I said, I tell them, look, I'm not an attorney, but the best thing to do is, one, either talk to an attorney, get a better understanding of your legal rights, or get your shit together before moving forward on this thing.
Right.
Because we
This book is getting your shit together. about
Exactly.
divorce. That's what it is.
And like we've expressed it so many times on the podcast, where like divorce is not simple. It's not easy.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
It takes a toll on the family. It takes a toll on your mental health. It takes a huge toll just out of life in general. And what better way to like have it organized than having your divorce planner and getting the ball going smoothly? Because
Yeah.
I don't know how many times that we've ran into a case where opposing party like doesn't have their shit, can't decide or can't provide
Yeah.
certain documents, information, things like that,
Mhm.
because they don't have it organized.
Right.
And unfortunately, that costs time, that costs money on both parties, right?
Right.
And it's cool that you came up with this planner, and I look forward to seeing how this is going to help.
Yeah, I really only listed it 2 days ago.
2 days ago, and we got to
Yeah,
promote it
that's
on the Facebook, on all the pages, because that's what marketing does.
It's brand new,
So I do have a next question, kind of following up with what we were talking about earlier. And what did you think on the Depp Heard trial?
I mean, we talked about this a little bit earlier.
Yes.
I think it was wild. I think the amount of attorney's fees is wild. If Heard's attorneys cost $6 million, million. I can't imagine what Depp's team was.
Oh, I
'Cause
mean,
he appeared to have a few more attorneys. Did I see that correctly?
like he had 2 tables full of attorneys.
Yeah.
And what I found odd was the day of the verdict of the verdict, he wasn't there.
Yeah.
He was off.
I didn't love that.
He was off in Europe on
I think I would have told my client he should have been.
on tour for Johnny Depp has a number 3 song in the world right now.
Really?
Yeah. I heard about it on the radio this morning, and
Nobody listens to the radio.
I've yet some people do. Some people do.
You're their one listener.
No, there are many. I'm not going into this one. Yeah, I have yet to hear. I've heard Russell Crowe's music.
Yeah.
And I've heard Jeff Goldblum's music, but I've yet to hear Johnny Depp's music.
I've never heard Jeff Goldblum's.
Jeff Goldblum does jazz style.
He would.
Yeah.
He would. He looks like a jazz style
That is one
song.
That is one actor I would love to have a drink with. Jeff Goldblum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Did
you ever watch like The World According to Jeff Goldblum?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I was blown away on his take on the world of sneakers.
Yeah, I saw that episode. Yeah.
I was never I'm not a sneaker guy.
Neither.
I can care less if you're wearing Yeezys or J's or whatever, as long as my fits in there and I'm able to walk. That's all I need.
Yeah.
But there's a culture there that billions of dollars in revenue, and the dedication from these people who stay in line for like 12 hours at a time just to get a new pair of a new release of shoes.
I remember during COVID, I was trying to go to Louis Vuitton.
Okay.
I really like their purses, luggage.
Was there a new bag that was coming out?
I wanted to take a look at the bags to have something that could suit me for a baby bag.
Okay.
I was pregnant at the time. And I just wanted to look and see if they had anything that would work. They don't have as far as I know, they don't have a dedicated baby bag. Although if they did, I would have probably gotten it.
Mm-hmm.
But so I went there, and because it was COVID and it was like limited capacity still at that time.
Oh, I remember when the stores were doing this.
I saw the line and I was like, for the price of those bags, I'm not waiting in line for it. I'm good. I'm good. Bye. And they lost the sale. I got a Coach bag.
The last time I ever waited in line for something was for an Xbox. And this is like 2 models ago. And waiting for that midnight release. And rushing home. Oh my God, I got my Xbox. Of course, I was in my 20s at the time. Right. But it's cool when you're in line with people who like you guys all have something in common because you're going after the same thing,
right?
And you have these great conversations with people who share.
You're just social with people like that.
I am.
I'm not. If you see me in public,
talk to Patricio.
Yeah, don't talk to me. There's a chance I'll be like,
who? What?
Okay. And walk away. I don't know. I don't know if it's like a safety thing, if it's like a trauma response. I don't know.
No, your mind and your energy are focused on many other more important things because you have a lot on your plate. You're a business owner. You're a parent. You're a wife. You're an attorney handling hundreds of cases.
Oh.
And I'm sorry, sometimes you just.
I don't have an Amber Heard $6 million case.
But yeah, you have a lot more on your plate, and I guess I don't know. I know the social construct of like just being social or just like wanting to go out and interact.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: you see my social media. You see, I like going out. I like meeting new people.
Yeah.
I like hearing stories. I was outside smoking a cigarette last night.
Oh, here comes the story.
Yeah, here comes a quick story. And just smoking a quick cigarette in between my sets, and one of the cooks came out, and next thing you know, we're talking for about 10 minutes about his kids, his life, what he's planning on doing. and it was fun. I got to learn more about Jacob than I learned about other people yesterday.
Huh.
I just like meeting new people.
It's interesting. I'm busy.
You're busy.
It's not that. Also, I'm a woman, right? So if you let people in too much or you give them too much access,
Yeah.
there is a well-known thing for women that if you are simply nice to a man,
Mhm.
he has an expectation of you, or he could,
Yeah.
right? So a safety mechanism to that is like, if I just don't talk to you and I make myself clear that you can't talk to me, you'll get the fucking point immediately.
No, my a friend of mine who is single and she's doing the whole dating thing. She's very outgoing. We have the kind of like the same wavelength when it comes to being social.
Right.
And the other night she had met someone and they exchanged numbers, they start talking, and then out of nowhere this guy just starts sending unsolicited photos
Of his nethers.
of his nethers. And like,
See? If you're not nice to people, they don't do it.
And I asked her, I'm like, well, were you leading him on in the conversation? And she's like, no, we were just talking about life. He was asking me questions.
And he's like, I want to see my dick. He's like, she's telling me about her hopes and dreams. Bet she wants to see my dick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never gotten to that line of thought when I'm talking to someone. And
I fucking hope not, Patricio.
No.
Listen, if you're a person who sends
dick
unsolicited dick pics, this is your sign. Just write this down. You could put it in a Post-it note and keep it in your pocket. They don't want it. Unless they ask you for one, they don't want it.
Yeah.
In general, the male phallic organ,
it's not appealing.
It's not very aesthetically pleasing, and yours in particular also not very aesthetically pleasing. Okay, whether you think so or not, don't do it. Okay, if you have any questions, don't ask me. Keep them to yourself.
If the question has to do anything about a dick pic, no. Her time is very valuable, and for you to spend,
I won't answer it.
You're not going to answer it.
People can ask me stuff, and if I'm like, I don't have time for that, it doesn't. I try very hard to be very responsive to my clients, but for people who are not my clients, I have no desire. I don't have any duty to you.
Yeah, and this goes out to the people in the dating realm who are going through a divorce. Like, no, don't do it. Please don't
do it.
Because like, what if that pic comes back and bites you in the ass?
I don't know what you mean by that.
I like she exposes it, or she flaunts it, or like not flaunts it, like puts it out on social media, in a sense, like a revenge porn or whatever. Like that could possibly hurt a family proceeding, right? If there are nude photos going around.
If you release someone else's nude photos without their consent, that's revenge porn, and that's a felony.
That is wrong.
Yes.
And then we'd have to refer you to another attorney for that kind of case.
I know exactly who I'd send it to.
So we do have some more questions coming up right here.
I'm ready.
Can I direct the court to perform a DNA test on a child in a different state?
Okay, first of all, you don't tell the court what to do. I have a particular quirk of mine. I'm just gonna be honest. And I don't know what it is or where it came from. I'm sure there is some deep-seated psychological explanation, but we ain't got time for that today. When someone starts any phrase anywhere with "you need to,"
it's already boiling your blood.
Immediately, I'm like, I don't need to do shit. You could politely request me. Now, a court going, the parties are ordered to X, Y, and Z. I don't know. Fine. But if someone is like, go do this, or you need to, or like directs me in that way, I'm immediately infuriated and not going to do it. I will not.
I've never seen anyone tell you what to do.
I do not accept it. I will correct it. It doesn't happen that often. So, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Try and tell Erin what to do. Let's see what happens. Let's see how successful your request is.
So, okay, there's that. And so this question, if you need a DNA test done, yes, you can ask a court, move the court, respectfully request that the court order the parties to participate in a DNA test. Yes, you can. It doesn't matter where your state is. Where the court has to have jurisdiction
Mm-hmm.
is over the child. So wherever that child has lived for the last 6 months is where jurisdiction or the power of the court exists.
Ah, okay. That makes sense.
Mhm.
Let me put this in.
So if you're a petitioner dad who is not in the same state as the child, you'll have to bring the cause of action of wherever the child is.
Okay, so it would have to be, if they were living here, it would have to be here.
Right.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yep. It's wherever the child's, there's jurisdiction over the child.
Okay. So wherever the jurisdiction is, that's what you got to do.
Yep.
All right. Next one coming in is how can I cancel my child support hearing interview after it already been set? Will I get in trouble if I want to drop the child support after it's been set for interview?
Don't show up.
Like there's no like damages or like the court can't be like,
No, it's the child support.
you're in trouble for not coming in.
We had a case where the opposing side was trying to modify child support.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't show up to the petition, and the final hearing, it just got canceled.
Canceled or dismissed?
Dismissed.
Dismissed.
They canceled the hearing and the case got dismissed.
Oh. I mean, hey, if that's what you want, that's what you want,
Yeah.
But
Don't go.
Yeah.
Call them and cancel. I'm unavailable. I won't make it. Goodbye. Be polite and professional and not waste their time. So notify them. That's the right thing to do. But don't go.
Yeah. Now, usually, like when it comes to like canceling hearings, I know there's a process.
The movement has to cancel it.
Oh, okay.
Like, so whoever's hearing it is.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a hearing on my motion, I'm the only one who can cancel it. Or the court could, right? The court could cancel and advise to reschedule.
I love how you knew where I was going with that question.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome.
I need you to get out of my head sometimes, Erin, please. Next one coming in. Can we change infant's first name without court involvement within the first birthday of the child by filing just an affidavit with the Bureau of Vital Statistics?
To my knowledge, no. I think you need a petition for name change.
Now, I have a question to go along with this one. Let's say, wife and I have a baby. Baby's born.
Yeah.
And we come up with a great name and we sign the birth certificate.
Mm-hmm.
But then like 10 minutes later, we're like, you know what? No.
10 minutes?
Yeah. Like 10, like,
oh my God.
Like within a day,
How could you be that indecisive? You should have thought about this. You had 7 months, right? By the time you knew you were pregnant.
Yeah.
Call the Office of Vital Statistics, call the person who in the hospital is handling that paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
But
because like that would be crazy.
Like, get your shit together. Imagine if I were working there and you were one of the people and I was like, I was a secretary in a hospital for a while. And you came to my desk and you were like, we want to change the name. I changed my mind since yesterday, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we don't want to name embarrassing.
I would be like at my desk and I would look at you. I would not be able to stop myself from looking at you like this. And on the inside, I would go, ugh.
My wife and I just thought about it, and we don't like the initials. We don't like the way it sounds. We want to change it to this.
Yeah. All right. Well, let me call the Office of Vital Statistics and the person who comes here and see what they can do for you.
Are they the ones that issue the Social Security number for the child?
Social Security Administration.
Okay. So like I'm sure like there's all this bunch of paperwork that goes in once the child enters this world.
Yeah. So when I had Lily, I initially
Chalupa Batman.
Yeah, Chalupa Batman. I was gonna name Chalupa Batman with 1 P. And then as I was writing Chalupa, I put 2 P's. You know, and you're like, you hadn't slept in 2 days and you just had a baby and you're a wreck. And they're like, fill out this very important paperwork. So I filled it out and I actually spelled her name with 2 L's.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I want that. I want that to be her name now. Because I liked it. Once I wrote it, I was like, I like it this way. So I actually had like something on her wall with her name being spelled, you know, the way I told everybody I was spelling.
L-I-L-Y? Or
Lilian.
Oh, Lillian. Okay.
Yeah. So her name is Lillian with 2 I's. It's
Oh.
Lillian.
Okay.
But like as I was writing it, I liked the 2 L's in the middle. Okay. I just liked it. So that's how she got the spelling of her name. But you're all like, you're very foggy at this time, but you have to get it done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would hope I would not have to deal with that when the child is born. Child will
Right. To tell Sam, who I love my husband, he's amazing. He's dyslexic. So fucking with letters and it's the same word really was like, he was like, okay, he was obviously he's amazing and so supportive, but he was like, for at least 2 months after, he's like, it's Lillia. That's right.
Question mark?
Yeah. He's like, you know, like, yeah.
Oh, no. I would hope that because my thing is I was bullied when I was a kid. Because my name, my first and last name, somehow they switched it. They morphed it into a phrase that I just hate it. So I feel like
I don't know what they would say, but you
yeah,
don't have to tell us so that
No.
no one knows your secret.
I'm gonna keep that one in the vault on that one.
Secret.
But
You're gonna have to watch all the shows. I'll get it out of him.
no, I'm never saying that one out loud. Because like, you know, kids can be stupid, kids can be, you know, mean and shit like that.
Mhm.
And like Joey Baloney or Smelly Sally, things like that.
Yeah.
I would like want to be able to like come up with a name where like this is a bully proof name.
You think so? You think that's a thing?
That's not, I know it's not a thing, but I would think at that time, you know, with the lack of sleep that we've had at the hospital, my broken hand and all, we'll try to have a good name by that point.
Yeah. Do you think like Connor is bully proof?
I think so. Connor's a strong name. Like, I think like you're pushing the limit if you're trying to like warp the name Connor into like a
Bonnie.
Well, I think he'll bring that one upon himself.
Connor, he's no way.
No, yeah. He's
cool.
Yeah, I don't see that kid getting bullied.
So my husband just commented on the live and he goes, it's because I spent 6 months practicing the other spelling. I'm like, I know. And then I was like, by the way, I just did this and it's it.
Did you do that? Did you just keep it just to be mean to Sam?
No. As soon as I wrote it, I was like, oh, I like this.
Sam just like God damn it.
He was like, okay. He's poor guy. He's like, I cannot say anything right now.
So the last question coming in before we go into Erin Reacts, can I emancipate myself from just my father? I have a better relationship with my stepdad. He does not pay child support. We don't have any communication and I've not seen him in months.
No, emancipation is a status of the minor.
Okay.
So you would have to terminate parental rights of your father or your mom would.
And a child can't ask for that.
No, you don't have standing. Until
you're 18.
Right.
So at this point, it's basically his stepdad would have to move forward with like adopting or.
Yeah. It's pretty relatively complicated process, but yeah, it's a very simple way for that to happen.
And I know like you and Sam went through that process when it came to Sam.
Not terminating. Right?
Not terminating, but like Sam adopting Connor. right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But like, of course, you're an attorney. You know, lickety split.
Clickety clacked. Yeah.
So unfortunately for this young individual, he will have to wait or.
Yep. And once he's an adult, he could have his stepfather adopt him too. He would not need involvement of anyone.
So like after he's 18, he can have himself legally adopted by.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Hmm?
All right. So as we're wrapping up today's episode, Erin, you do you consider yourself a Disney fan?
Yeah.
Like, cause like I remember there was one point where like you guys were going to the parks because you had that 4-day pass.
Oh yeah.
And you guys were going tons of times. And I've always loved Disney because it's a magical place. And
yeah, I'm big into the Little Mermaid. That's why Lily has mermaid stuff. That was my little theme for her and why I made Sam paint a big mermaid tail on Lily's wall.
So I'm about to show you a video.
A video
Of a proposal that happened at I think this is California. I mean, at Disney World.
I have weird feelings about being proposed to.
So you do it yourself.
Yeah. Or have an adult conversation about making a very adult decision.
So I'm gonna play you this video real quick, and let me put it up on the bigger screen so everyone can see it. And let me move it this way so we're not in the way. So this gentleman was on a stage in front of Cinderella's castle. And
so this was in Orlando?
No, this was in Disneyland.
Is it Cinderella's
Anaheim.
or it's?
I think it's Cinderella's castle.
No, I don't think so.
I kind of want to debate you on that one. Are you researching that?
In Disneyland.
So this individual gets on his knees and builds
Sleeping Beauty's castle.
Oh crap! Okay. Once again, Erin's right. But this gentleman, builds up the courage, gets on one knee, and proposes.
Do I need the sound?
I could put the sound.
Do I need it?
No. But what happens is
who ruins it?
A Disney employee literally grabs the ring and says, "You can't do it here." Because apparently they were doing this on a stage, and before he even got up there, he had asked another attendant, "Hey, can I, pop the question up on the stage?" One, the stage was not being used at the time. However, this Disney employee says, "You can't do it here. You're going to have to do it down there." And like right there, he's apologizing. You have to come down. And
why?
Right there, boom. Already popping the question. Open the ring. Will you marry me?
He took the ring. That was wildly unprofessional. Taking the ring, wildly unacceptable and unprofessional. You can't take people's belongings.
Now,
I guarantee that guy, I would be shocked if he did not get fired for that, for taking the ring.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he gives it back to them once they come down.
But that's not acceptable. Imagine if he came up to you and even just took your bag off your shoulder.
Let me
and was like, "I'm walking away with this."
I'm putting the volume up for
yes, that's great. But over here, she's gonna be even better.
So he basically, right here, we're playing it one last time. Everyone's applauding. Everyone's happy. Will you marry me?
Rude.
He does a Disney point. Come down here.
Yes, that's great, but over here, she's going to be even better.
It's going to be even better. Suggest to take the photo down here. And I
don't like it.
I hated it. I was so mad when I heard about the story earlier today. And the gentleman who got the ring taken out of his hand was so calm and collective at that point. Because I'm sorry, if someone were to have taken the ring out of my hand when I'm proposing, I'm sorry, I'm losing my shit.
Yeah, I agree.
And let's say, for example, Erin, you're in this predicament, and Sam just got on his knee, opens the box, pops a question, and then Disney employee comes in and grabs the ring. Like, what would be your reaction at that point?
If he took the ring,
Yeah.
I would be loud. Now, listen, I may not be social, but I am not shy.
That's true. That is true.
And I am assertive. So everybody would hear from me.
Oh, definitely.
Everybody would hear from me. But it's so funny because I'm definitely not like quiet, or I can be like social and I'm outgoing.
Yeah.
I'm just not friendly, I guess. I don't know how to explain it. I don't do a good job at that. I don't mean it.
No. It's not.
Sam goes, I'm giving him a 2-piece. So yeah, that was pretty crazy.
But yeah, like I said, I would have lost it. I would have been yelling. I think I would have been crying because this guy just ruined.
Well, if you're listening to this on the podcast, you can watch our YouTube version of this to see the video. It was pretty insulting because he was, pretty far into that and in front of Sleeping Beauty's castle. He was proposing to his girlfriend in California, and it was really nice. It was really romantic. It would have made a really good, photo. And it isn't like Disney characters, when they're doing their performances on those stage, don't sometimes call people up.
Yes, they do.
So it isn't like regular civilians just aren't allowed there ever.
Now,
it isn't like he did it in the middle of a dance routine.
As a former cast member, like certain stages when they're not in use, as a safety precaution, they restrict access to the guests to be on there. But
right, but he asked.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that gets me. Like, if he asked and got permission,
right? It isn't like he didn't ask permission.
Disney employee just pulled a dick move and ruined the proposal.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, they have a story for years to come. I hope. I want to research. I'm going to research this a little bit more because I want to know what happened. Like, if this Disney employee got
and he did it like with cameras around.
Yeah,
that's your.
Oh yeah, no, nothing is safe anymore. Like
no, you should assume that you're being recorded.
I actually got to see a proposal while I was at MegaCon, and someone who was dressed up as Link from Legend of Zelda was proposing to he was proposing to his girlfriend in front of us, and it was beautiful. It's always fun to see a proposal happen right before your eyes, and we had the whole area like blocked off. So his people can get a video, we can get video, and because that's a special moment,
right? It is.
You can't mess with a proposal.
Yeah.
But
by the way, I am happy I'm married, and I don't want to be proposed to like that.
Not in front of
I don't want to be proposed to like
castle.
That. I don't want to be proposed to like
Okay.
that. I want to have an adult conversation. I do. That is how I want to decide to get married, and that's what my husband and I did, and I really appreciated that.
That's beautiful.
I don't know why. I just don't. I don't want to be like. I don't want everyone there. I don't want to post it on social media.
I do.
You would, right?
And I did. I did it in front of 30,000 people, and
it was romantic.
It was great.
And that relationship is beautiful.
Yeah. So, as we're wrapping up today,
that's it. Send us your questions. We have a few that we didn't get to this week, and you know what? We've been doing this for an hour, so it's over. You missed out.
Yeah.
So ask me your questions. Get them in. Make them good.
Follow us on everything. Literally,
follow me everywhere.
You have a brand new Instagram.
Yeah.
What
do I call it? Legal Morse of Action. I don't even know. I'm live right now on it.
Legal Morse of Action.
It says I have 1 minute and 10 seconds remaining on my live. So.
So we'll wrap it up pretty quick.
Wrap it up.
It's cool because you got to follow this profile because you get a more in-depth.
I do. I give all the secrets away.
You really do.
To peek up the skirt.
It's honest to God. It's like a premium Instagram.
It is.
My final thoughts as we're wrapping up. Pin your car so you know where you parked it. Erin, your final thoughts.
My final thoughts are: if you need a $6 million case handled, I got you. Also pay your lawyers. Thank you.